Alright, uh, today I'm going to be reacting to OKI FADHLAN, SILIWANGI. Uh, I know this song quite well, actually, so it's not really like a reaction, but everybody loves it, everybody wants to see it, and after I listen to it and give my thoughts and what makes the song awesome, I'm gonna look up the lyrics and I'm gonna try and because I've done a little bit of reading of it. I'm gonna try and understand what it's all about, and yeah, I have some thoughts about that too. But first, let's listen to the music. That's so insane. I'm not a drummer. I tried to learn drums once and failed miserably. I just can't. I can't connect both hands and both feet and make it all work together. So a lot of this is just black magic to me. But Oki in particular, he's so good at like switching, like, I don't know, it's not even switch, it's like inserting these like super fast sections in the middle of a different beat. I like, it's part of it's like the style of the genre, which I've talked about in the past. I just love grindcore, brutal death metal stuff where it just like switches. It's always like changing pace and like switching things up, keeping you on your toes. A lot of what they're doing there is like, switching between like half time and double time, and then like blast beat time, which would be like quadruple time or something. And then the play between the guitars and the drums kind of like creates these different layers of rhythms and patterns on top of each other. But what Oki does that I don't think I've ever heard anyone else do is he does these. I mean, he was doing it just now with his feet, where he's already playing really fast, and then he'll insert this like which is like really cool. And then later in this song, he does it with triplets in the snare, which is super dope. Like, what's going on? And the way he switches his hands, and this section just grooves so hard. Switch to triplets. I guess it's not just the snare that's doing it, it's everything. There we go again. That almost felt like triplets again. This is where the mosh pit goes crazy. Watch the feet. Yeah. I mean, you just gotta love that. It's so good. So good. Man, I didn't know if it'd be interesting to see a reaction when I've already watched this so many times. And I'm also realizing that this is the drum playthrough, which has no vocals in it, so analyzing the lyrics afterward is going to be a little weird. But I'm going to do it anyway. Whatever. Yeah, man, so good. Like what I was saying before, they're constantly switching things up, the textures. I mean, that last section was so good. They switched off of the blast beats and more into just like super groovy. I was thinking like the interesting thing that they do with the triplets there is it's actually like there's this kind of standard pattern in death metal of like 3 bars of blasting and then 1 bar of like halftime thing. It's like a you'll do that kind of thing. So you've got 3 bars of like full on and then 1 bar of like pulling back a little bit and then diving back in. And I think the triplet thing happens on that resting measure. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm just spitballing here. I've just listened to a lot of death metal, so this is my observation. But yeah, super cool. So next, I'm gonna analyze the lyrics, which is gonna be a little strange because I haven't actually. I reacted to the version of this that doesn't have lyrics on it, but we're gonna do it anyway because I already looked at some of this. There's a couple things I want to say about it, but I'll just kind of go through it first. Siliwangi speaks goodness inherited to me from my ancestors. Siliwangi speak goodness. It has been practiced by my ancestors, by the people of yore. There's a section in Indonesian that I Google Translate only sometimes works with this kind of stuff. And now it doesn't seem to want to work at all. Could just be my internet. It's always possible. Wear it to make you happy. Use the right car. Mahayu Dora 10 insisting on pre-dedication. Gen teacher's alphabet. Yeah, I imagine that's not well translated, but something like that. Mikuku Dharma Mitutu. Insist on speaking. Lead aesthetics in the country. I believe aesthetics. Aesthetics. Aesthetic definition. A person who renounces material comforts and leads a life of austere self-discipline, especially as an act of religious devotion. Yeah, so not aesthetics, which is a different word. It's very popular these days, but ascetics. So speaking of some sort of a religious thing, and yeah, so I guess I'll just go ahead and pull this over too. So King Siliwangi is apparently what this is about, or at least the teachings of King Siliwangi, perhaps. I'm not gonna like read through the whole thing, but it seems like he was like is sort of a cast out prince, and then he's taking over the throne. He's poisoned, drugged, cast out, and then he wanders around. He lost his memory, wanders around, and then is cured, and then goes back and reclaims his throne, which is pretty cool. It's a cool story. I don't know that's the bare bones version of it, I guess. And it seems like they're talking more about his teachings rather than the story itself. Go, sure, whatever. Google, you're doing great. Siliwangi is the true teaching, a path to happiness and prosperity, path to peace and tranquility. Always devoted to each. So yeah. So what is interesting to me about this, and I from the little bit that I've looked at other JASAD lyrics, is that they very much lean into this like religious mysticism thing, which is really interesting, and they do it in a way that you don't see a whole lot in other metal. It's how do I want to put this? Because like I have this sort of pet theory that a lot of metal comes from like religious disenfranchisement or religious conflict, I guess. And I wonder how that fits in with Indonesia being, I think it's the largest majority. It's like the largest Muslim population of any country in the world. Something like that. The largest majority Muslim country, something like that. I don't know what the actual statistics are, but I know that Indonesia is very Muslim and quite big. And so JASAD sings about more traditional Indonesian religion. I don't know if religion's even the right word, maybe spirituality, teachings. I mean, it's not really it doesn't seem like he's talking about like religion here, you know? He's talking about and some of the other stuff that they talk about here too is like I don't know. I remember there was one that was like some sort of like Hindu teachings of some sort. I find it pretty interesting. I don't know that I have much more to say about it than that, but like such a hardcore metal song about like, and these lyrics are just not what you would expect usually. A path to happiness and prosperity, peace and tranquility. Do good to Mother Earth, do good to each other. Like, these are not metal lyrics, are they? But they are. And then there's some weird stuff down here about the 10 parts of the body are ears, eyes, skin, tongue, nose, mouth, hands, feet, anus, and genitals. Which is just a very, like, it reminds me a lot of, like, stuff that I don't know much about, but, like, Buddhist, Hindu sort of teachings. Stuff you hear about in, like, yogic practices. So, yeah. Weird. Great song. Great band. Very interesting lyrics. And, yeah, I wanna maybe look at some of their other songs in the future. Recommend me some songs, some JASAD songs that have good lyrics. Preferably if they have some sort of English translation or if they're in majority English like this one. Because I don't speak Indonesian. But yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, leave your comments and look forward to the next one.